I was just discussing with chat how people were comparing the map to Europe. So I was pointing out, like, what places could resemble where.
Yeah.
But you're about to say,
okay.
Code yes?
Yeah, so it's talking, you know what? Can we do that in the middle of this battle?
Okay, sure. So what are we doing? We're going to Bridget?
Yeah, foreign land and sky. Warren Fódlan has put Bridget in a precarious position. Bernadette in tow, Petra returns to her homeland in hopes of avoiding a confrontation with the grandfather. I'm a little disappointed they don't have unique maps for these. Like, level design was such a
Maybe
strong...
this will be different because it'll be in Bridget.
I doubt it. I mean, if it is, I'll be happy, but...
Nothing like a moment of perfect stillness.
Why is it preferable to have stillness?
Petra? Please don't sneak up on me like that! Oh, you're here too, Professor? What's going on?
I was asking my question first. What are you enjoying about air that is still?
Still air makes me feel better, that's all. It means you're in a nice, closed-off space where you can hide.
But spaces that are wide and open are wonderful. Places like forests and oceans.
Guess we'll have to agree to disagree about that.
I am not understanding your answer, but I am appreciating your explanation. I am reminded. I was wanting to ask if you wish to be going to the forest or ocean with me.
What? What part of anything I said would make you think I wanted that? So, your grandfather is in trouble. He's trying to lend us soldiers from Bridget, but Edelgard is sending messengers there to convince Bridget she's not their enemy.
You are saying messengers, but the truth is they are a threat. Bridget is having no power to refuse.
I get it, but what does this have to do with me?
Professor was asking this of me. I was told, if I am going to a faraway place, to be taking Bernie with me, since she is hiding away.
What? Professor? What did I do to deserve this? I know I'm a recluse, but I do go out on missions once in a while.
Lend me your strength.
You say that, but I don't think I'm ready for this.
Bernie, I'm wanting this as well. Please, join me.
Since you put it that way, Petra, I'll think about it. Do you really want me to go, Professor?
Yes.
All right. I'll lend a hand. For everyone's sake.
What is the point of lending a hand? Are you not needing both of them to battle?
What? No, it's a figure of speech. Oh, don't make me imagine that.
Hey, thank you, Kong, for the 4-month resub. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's get into this fight. Who's today? Golden Fish, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Bridget is like.
Yeah.
And if they're going to have different models for their warriors and maybe even one for her grandfather.
So apparently this is a new map, but not a unique one. We might see it later. Wait. Oh. It's a fort and trees. I mean,
Who
the
is
water's
that?
new, I guess. I don't know. It's just like every map is the same. This is a problem I have with Koei Tecmo specifically, seeing as they're the ones that actually like did most of the work on this game. Is that, yeah, they're... Oh, right, I was gonna reclass her. Oh, I can't do that yet. Koei Tecmo's map and, like, environment design has always been their weakest part.
I just don't like the fact that I can tell it's a photograph that's been stretched over those rocks down there.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's moss or brush.
The forts or trees are nice. Yeah, in like reasonable quantities. It's like the only thing they do. It feels unsatisfying. Okay. Who do we bring with us? This is actually kind of weird.
So you're gonna say about Code Geass?
Okay, so Code Geass. We're gonna have a short bit of dialogue. Let me quick. Sorry, I'm gonna keep putting it off for a smidge more. Actually, don't have enough characters to fill the spots. I mean, I do, but
I will hydrate.
I will sulfade. I don't know who else I'm gonna bring. I want to use Mercedes, but I want to change her class first. Oh, Dorothea, maybe? Oh, I didn't realize that she's not... She was just relegated to an adjutant role. Keep leveling Linhardt up. Because I know Linhardt has a mission coming up soon. Earlier, she could actually see who you had support ranks with as well. Wait, no. Not Ferdinand. Ferdinand is bad.
How are you ever going to train up his writing skill then? I suppose you should focus on the characters that you want to take with you to the end of the game.
Yeah, also, I'm just training it up off camera. I guess actually we should give her Shamir. And we should give her Catherine. There we go. Because Catherine and Shamir are good to go. Mm-hmm. Let's see, there's a support option on the battle menu. Yeah, here, but like it'd be nice when picking units. You could see their support levels. Because I don't know who Bernadetta can get friend points with. Mm-hmm. And who she can't. Okay, anyway. Let's see. So, dialogue.
Professor, this is bad. The enemy's already here. In strength, the enemies may be winning, but I am having an idea. I have been hearing that my friends are being imprisoned in the Western Stronghold. We will be taking the Stronghold and releasing our allies. Do not let loose your hope. What? That side's crawling with enemies! We should go east. Way fewer of them over there.
Alternatively, we fight everyone. Okay, so, I was talking about Code Geass. So let's talk about Code Geass.
And how does this have to deal
Shall
with...
we?
What was the topic that we were talking about?
We were talking about how, like...
Aging?
Until we see each other again, do not die, or do not die until I kill you.
I'll be the one to kill you. That line from Death Knight.
Thanks so much.
So the...
Is that what the antagonist of that is always like?
No. So...
What's my strategy?
Code Geass is a little...
At the ready.
I'm not going to say special in how it handled it, but, so, you know the basic premise, right, behind the main character?
Nope.
Okay, so he gets an eye that lets him, if he sees another person eye to eye, he can give them the command and they will follow.
Oh.
It's kind of Death Note-ish, but slightly different, and the way it's handled is actually really solid.
Is that where he's constantly wearing a helmet? Or blah?
Yeah, he's got a helmet, but it'll, like, open up, because he's trying to hide his identity, because he's trying to...
Is he akin to a superhero or something? Or is he...
More like a supervillain.
Villain.
So, premise is, effectively, this, like, British Empire took over Japan, and, just turned it into a vassal state. And, more or less, I'm not going to say is like ruining everything, but very much has turned like the Japanese into second-class citizens compared to the British. And the main character is apparently like part noble, but it's not entirely clear what his background is. I think I could be wrong. It might have actually.
Is he half and half, or is he?
Yeah, he's half and half. So he gets special privileges-ish. It's been years since I've seen it, honestly. But, so, he has a best friend who is a member of the who's like one of the British Knights' kids or something like that. Yeah. I don't know if they actually reveal his backstory right off the bat, so I don't want to immediately mention it, just in case anybody wants to go see it. But one of the things that he does is he ends up diametrically opposed to his best friend, who is, you know, this top knight. And he doesn't want his best friend to die, nor does he want his best friend to even know who he is. Hence the helmet, and so on and so forth. And so
is his best friend telling him, when he's pretending to be the evil dude, I'm going to be the one to kill you?
Well, no, so the main character is by far the bad guy of the story. Sort of. It's kind of murky, just because it's like, who is, like, evil in this situation? Because the main character definitely does evil things to get ahead in the story, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he is the bad guy-ish, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
But since he has this ability to, like, mind control people, he's, like, fighting his friend, and I think his friend is like, doing a suicide rush or something, but he effectively commands his friend to not die. And so his friend is now, is put under, like, a compulsion that anytime he's in a life or death situation where it's likely that he will die, he'll instead, you know, bail or do all that he can to survive instead.
Fun to watch.
Which drives him nuts a little bit and some other things.
I mean, does it make him look like a coward in front of his forces or anything?
I don't remember. It was like a major plot point for a lot of reasons. I liked it just because it was a unique way of handling the, like, you know, I won't allow you to die.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, Bernadette is not going to get a whole lot of EXP here. We could Deadeye a dude, but not worth it. Not with all those trees. We should go back to regular sorcery now that I'm thinking about it.
I will not
But yeah,
die yet.
honestly, you should at least take the time to watch it. I would love to. I just don't know if I have the time.
I've got an idea.
Because it's 2 seasons of, like, political intrigue, a lot of character stuff, and...
Yeah, I could potentially enjoy it.
I will admit...
But this is our anime for now.
Yeah, it
we were
really
watching
is.
Sorry, but I must.
Bahamut. Which was... Well, it was Bahamut Virgin Soul or...
Yeah, Rage of Bahamut, Virgin
That
Soul.
much closer.
It's just a shame because
Too easy.
one of the main protagonists is a girl that can transform into a dragon, but only if she's blushing because she's crushing on a guy that's handsome around her.
I personally can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
There are reasons. Mainly, I looked up the rest of the plot and I'm like, ugh, it's even worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I really like the animation, but...
Yeah, it looks great. It's just the plot's dumb.
And it seems as though they've been focusing on characters that...
All right, next.
I swear anime was better like 10, 20 years ago.
I fight.
But I think it's
That
just...
may have also been because we were 10 to 20 years younger.
Yeah, and our standards were lower. I don't know, I should probably sit down and, like, watch
Rewatch.
Zatch
No
Bell
time for mercy.
and some other stuff, too. Oh.
I mean, we were having a difficult
Not there
time
yet.
getting through Digimon when we tried rewatching it recently.
Which Digimon?
The first one.
I watched through the whole thing? We had trouble with Digimon Season 2.
Never let your guard down.
No.
Not
Because the last time I remember sitting down to watch Digimon, I watched the whole thing in like a week.
Did you do this when I was asleep or something?
When we were in college, and we just started dating. And
no.
together.
We tried watching it again together more recently. But then again, we don't have time to watch much together anyway.
I mean, we could. These freaking JRPGs just gotta slow down.
That's why I was saying that this is our anime equivalent.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Though, didn't we start watching an anime recently that we were interested in potentially continuing?
Sorry, it's gotta be like this.
It was...
They admire you.
What was it? A girl fell from a skyship and...
Oh, no, not Grand Crest. Let's see. It was...
You got yourself killed.
Yeah, I can't remember the title.
Azure.
What's this?
Oh.
They're here! I'm not the one you want! I'm innocent!
It's based off of a mobile game. That's all I remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, that's true of a lot of these. Assist. Warp. Hilda. Oh, shoot.
She can't teleport there,
Wait,
only
did I
the
not
green.
bring Dorothea along?
Did you forget to switch her?
Yeah, I guess I forgot to bring her along. Oh, well. Yeah, Grand Blue. That's it. Yeah,
Grand Blue.
There's 3 or 4 anime that are all based off of... Well, this is pointless. But I'm going for it anyway. Dink.
To survive, I will win!
Yeah, there's Grand Crest, which I think is actually based off of books now that I'm thinking about it. There's Grand Crest, there's Grand Blue, and then Dragalia, and all of them are based off of like, well, no, Grand Blue and...
I think I've heard of Dragalia.
Wait, no, not Dragalia. Rage of Bahamut is based off of a gacha game.
Oh.
This is... it's hard to keep up with some of these.
Well,
So-
especially when you have things like Grand Blue and Grand Crest and stuff. Are they part of a common IP, or are they
no.
just called Grand at the beginning?
Yeah, it's just Gran as part of it. It's not the first time
This could turn the tides.
that I've like heard the title of one of these, and it's just like grand something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I get them all confused. They're not terrible from what I remember.
We're all desperate.
The most recent one we enjoyed
Just
because
like that.
it had a very hand-drawn feeling to its animation. It was actually frame for frame, and it wasn't a bunch of stills with just moving mouths, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, it had a really sketchy anime style, which I liked. Conversely, we started watching the Saint Seiya anime, which was actually, like, as far as the 3D anime goes, it had, like, a really nice style.
Yeah, because it wasn't trying to do the cel-shaded style. It was
its just own thing.
its own
Ouch.
3D animation, but the pacing was terrible and it skipped around so much. And then the dialogue itself became infantile.
Ow. That's bad. Like, they straight up had, like, a 6-year time skip
With no explanation.
with no explanation or preamble. It's just like, and 6 years passed, and let's introduce a bunch of characters that don't matter. It's like, what? Hot?
You lost that one.
Those guys are outwalling the wall. I'm actually really impressed. What is their defense stat?
32.
32. Part of it is she's been nerfed, so she does less damage because of
They're also standing in flames.
You still got a training axe, yeah? Cool. I do diamond axe. There we go. Dang it. Hey, that actually worked out. Come closer. Well, you gotta bring a mace, I think. I don't need no mace. I just need a bigger fist. But yeah, these guys are tank business. It's impressive. Link.
No damage.
Yeah, these. I mean, that defense is obscenely good. I'll have him go forward. Let's see. What does this do anyway? Nullifies attack effectiveness and critical hits. Interesting. Baglogner. We wait. Okay, she's not gonna be able to make it. Rusted lads. Random garbage. We'll heal some, if not most of the group over there. Close enough.
Did you ever free the hostages?
What? No.
Oh. You should.
Probably should. I wanted to kill all the enemies first.
But then that might end the mission.
That one guy with the shield in the back won't move.
Oh, I see. And you have to get to the blue square to end the mission anyway.
Well, I'm sure if I kill
must lead
everybody,
them well.
it also ends the mission.
Nah, that guy seemed to come for you.
No, the other guy.
That one.
Oh.
Oh, he's moving. You probably want to send someone to grab the hostages.
Abort, he's slow. If we go fast enough, it shouldn't be a problem. Right. Alt idea. Got a couple of things I can do. Warp.
Ah, she'd be one square away.
It's fine. So the other thing I can do is move here, and then items, unequip Baglogna. We're just gonna have him sit and be shot at. And we got my stats back, so I can actually hit this guy. Heck yeah.
Don't get used to this.
Oh, we're back to this song. I haven't heard this song since chapter 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this guy's just gonna try and hurt X and not succeed, which means this can go on as long as I needed to.
Okay, get her there.
Oop.
The capturing of the stronghold has been completed. Our friends from the stronghold will soon be aiding us in battle.
Well, we've rescued our friends. Hooray. Time for murder. Bonk, bonk. These guys are durable. But that's not enough to stop Raph.
It's probably going to be a long time before people actually see this episode. So my next comment will probably date it fairly heavily. But you know how Disney had announced they were going to do a reboot of the Home Alone series?
Yeah.
It was funny because Macaulay Culkin posted just
A picture of
him.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh no!
Well,
Hubert.
This little diplomatic errand to Bridget just got interesting. It seems we have some special guests. Capture the road ahead before they reach it.
If they are blocking the road, I will not have the ability to be seeing my grandfather. They must be moving quickly.
Well, that sucks.
Destroy them all!
Well, yeah, here's the problem. Bernadetta, run. Oh, run. Like, the wall is fine. Sis, rescue. Bernadetta. That's good. That's real good. Okay, so Toughies can't move, but that's fine. Hi. There's an archer there. Let's fix the archer. Hi, archer.
Yep.
Bye, archer.
And he crits too.
I fought and won.
Claude's getting spooky.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that Macaulay Culkin had a picture of himself, with his belly partially exposed and kind of loungy shorts and
he has
a
been really
headband.
rocking social media in the last couple of years. Well, everybody's gonna
And so
dogpile
everyone
Felix.
has been saying, you know, we're not gonna accept a Home Alone until it's either. People were suggesting that either he be the new father and his kids are left home,
Bridget is
or
a vassal of the Empire.
Oh.
You will not turn them against us.
Ow.
or he's the only kid left in the house and he's still left home, but as a 30-some-year-old.
Oh, this got bad.
Or that he's a thief trying to break into another house. I don't know.
Well, there goes Felix.
Guess that's all I had
I just. Aw.
It won't be in vain.
Can't afford to slack off.
My question is, do we go back in time or do we just say meh? I'm gonna go with meh. I'm playing on classic mode, so I don't have to go back.
Well, this isn't classic mode, right?
Well, yeah.
War
This is
fuels
why I'm
my
playing
body
on
and mind.
casual mode. This would have been much worse.
Is that all?
Might have been okay, actually. Nothing seems to be able to hit Petra.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I still stand by the perception that I don't see a reason for these reboots. The classics are fine. They're glorious. And for something like Home Alone, it's not even because you would need new special effects or something. There's literally no reason to make a new reboot.
Yeah. There are certain movies that no matter... I mean, you could make like a more modern one and it might change a little.
But that wasn't the heart of it, though.
But like, I would still say Home Alone is one of those movies that like, what it set out to do is so timeless that like, any amount of fiddling would only make it feel worse and disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same problem with stuff like, let's see, Anti-Flyer.
Well, quite frankly, anything with the 2D animation was beautiful and didn't need to be redone.
Yeah. But no, I was gonna say like, Home Alone,
No time to slow down.
Star Wars to some degree, the original ones, don't need to be remade ever.
I didn't even like it when they tried to stick in computer animation here and there for the, what was it, the 1993 or 4, or was it 97? I don't know. They had some remastered editions that just added extra scenes and extra... No. I prefer the original theatrical edition that my dad has on VHS.
Well, I guess it's Clobber Hubert.
Because
My moment has arrived.
practical effects back then were... There's so much...
No more I can do here. Troops, remember your orders. I must withdraw.
I just love the puppets and the practical effects so much more. And they completely changed the pacing of the Jabba the Hutt scene. And the song that was in the Jabba the Hutt scene. The original was so much better. But in any case, and there's been a deluge of films that were made in the 80s, especially science fiction ones that they've been rebooting. And a couple 50s ones. I think there had been a new War of the Worlds and The Day the Earth Stood Still, and let's see, Total Recall.
Be
What
smart
other
or
ones
I'm
can you
finished.
think of? And it's unnecessary. Because the new Total Recall didn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it didn't even take place on Mars.
It all comes down to this.
Just stop bobbing me, you shits.
Don't blow this.
Ow. That Falcon Knight is dangerous.
Reinforcements are ready. Let us attack with each other.
Hi.
Yeah. And I love what they did, however, with Mad Max. Because Mad Max Fury Road is... it's as though it's just another one of Mad Max's many adventures. And yeah, they had to change the actor up because it's decades later. But it doesn't lose the feel and the essence. And, you know, it's the same director, and it just feels like another story in the many stories that he had to tell.
Well, yeah, because it was a remake. Well, it wasn't a remake.
It wasn't even a remake.
It was just a continuation. Mm-hmm. But without, like...
It doesn't tear down or destroy what came before, and it doesn't replace it.
I see. Can't get that.
And people are mentioning Dark Crystal and how they went back with practical effects, which is great because I love the original puppets. My friends and I would watch Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. Those were the Jim Henson films of the day that people love to. Labyrinth people like to make fun of, but that's just because David Bowie was the Goblin King. Cool character,
Seems like
but
fighting's
it
all
was
they
a
do
silly
these
movie.
days.
And my friends
Labyrinth
would
was weird.
my friends
Wow.
would always joke about the Sketskis in Dark Crystal. Trial by combat. Things of that nature. I enjoyed it. The Gelflings, the appearance of the Gelflings is still a little unnerving for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Apparently, there's a Dark Crystal game coming out that's like a tactical RPG like this.
Oh, they do have a tactical RPG game for Dark Crystal coming out as well. Now, is it exploring the time before the Gelflings were all annihilated?
Yeah. So like you're actually
The
using
war.
them
Yeah.
as a group. It's weird. I don't know how to feel
But doesn't
about
that
it.
mean everyone's gonna die in the end?
Yeah.
Probably.
Sorry about this.
Except for whomever.
No chance.
I mean, what was it? Jen was he given up or abandoned or just a survivor and from his family, and then the ancient ones, they had adopted him, correct?
I don't remember. Friggin' Dark Crystal is just like a space in my memory.
And then the girl had been adopted by another group of creatures.
My god, I can't hit this guy for shit.
So that means their parents must have at least been some of the last ones that were slain. People are starting to say the lyrics to Dance Magic Dance. Dance Magic Dance. Dance
What?
Dance do 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 do. The magic dance. Yeah, that was fun. Though I think he was throwing a fake baby for that scene because
It is done.
whoa.
Now I can be meeting my grandfather. We must be moving with haste.
Finally over? Whew. Alright, let's get out of here. This isn't exactly, the ideal environment for a recluse, you know.
I will be speaking with my grandfather. Once he is convinced, I will be returning. Professor, everyone, please be waiting here. Enemies may still be nearby.
Got it. We'll wait right here. And if anyone comes, the professor will handle it. Right, Professor?
Well, we got 2 more paralogs if we want to do them. We
The
might as well.
vegetation around here is pretty different from the kinds we usually see. It may be no good for a recluse, but the forest does have its own charms, doesn't it?
You like plants?
Sure do. Especially the carnivorous ones.
Ooh.
Carnivorous ones? Alright.
Carnivorous plants.
Yes, they just sit there nice and still and wait for their dinner to come to them. How great is that? And they all look so unique, too. What? Don't you think so? Oh, look! Petra's back!
Sorry to be making you wait. I have spoken with him.
It's been a long time since you've seen your grandfather, huh? How'd it go?
As is usual, my grandfather was well and strong. He was saying that he will be supporting us and giving us troops.
That's great! So we did it?
We did. You have my thanks. Ever since we were losing the war to the Empire, Bridget has been viewed as a vassal state. But with Fódlan at war, it is a chance for Bridget to be changing our situation. Our cooperation today is part of that chance. Bridget is wanting equality with Fódlan. We will be working hard to make this happen.
Huh.
Bernie, what is it you are feeling?
You're amazing, Petra. You went all by yourself to a foreign country? You worked hard for your homeland and you achieved your goal. I'm always focused on my own problems and I barely ever get anywhere.
That is not the truth. You were fighting hard for me. You came here to be helping everyone. You were not thinking only of yourself. I am never doubting that you are working hard. We will be working together to keep moving forward to the future.
You really mean it? That's so nice!
Oh, we never got to see the grandfather.
Of course not.
Now,
That would
did we
take extra modeling.
Did we actually kill Hubert there, or did he run
No,
away?
he ran away.
He ran away, of course.
No, he won't die until we fight him in a plot mission. Probably like 2 or 3 plot missions. We am the jump command. Hey. I can instruct people. Hello, Raphael. Be trained in the way of feasting.
Yeah.
That was
When it comes to films and such, I much
You really-
prefer that they, if they are working with an established IP,
I think
that they have something that is that adds to the universe. Whether it continues the story or explores a different time period or different characters' perspectives, just to add on to it.
I've got
Why explore the same experience all over again, and just with better graphics and whatnot? And sometimes the quote-unquote better graphics don't even really improve upon the old that much. But really what I want to see are news stories.
Yeah.
I have...
Though I know that with multi-million-dollar projects, they're going to try to bank on something that, well, will bring them bank.
I mean, that's why I think I'm forever interested in games.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, the indie side of things.
A new power that I could use.
He still doesn't like it, but he's got it.
I suppose that's a charming thing about Final Fantasy and the Fire Emblem games and such. They're games that might use
Thank you.
similar magic systems, similar tactics, and whatnot, but usually the world building and the lore is different for each one. Though in Final Fantasy you always have similar summons,
Yeah, and
with new ones thrown in here and there.
Fire Emblem definitely has had some similar bits here and there. Some of them even were set in the same world.
They were?
Yeah, like straight up. Was it? I don't even remember, but like Roy, I think, and Marth are related somehow.
Yeah. They
Or
could
like-
probably have a couple series that were sequel series to one another.
Or Ellawood, or I don't remember. Anyway, faith in flying, not so flying. Oh.
Oh, Felix's
Felix's
birthday.
birthday. Just put this away. Not that we need to, but still. So feeling.
Didn't he like the spice blend?
So every game up before Awakening, maybe including Awakening, are all in the same world.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Something like that. They're all fairly distantly
I
connected.
only popped up. I was only made aware of.
Why am I here? Oh, that aroma. My
What did you give him?
favorite tea.
Or Spice Blend.
I
Oh,
knew
thank
it.
you.
I knew that was his favorite. Did you
Mhm.
take my word for it? Nah.
I'd double check.
Hot.
Yeah, I only started playing Fire Emblem games when they did the new world
Yes.
every game.
Impressive. What? I see. What?
Overcoming weaknesses.
Impressive. I know it's important to take a break, but if you rest too long, your muscles wither.
You just agree with him on that?
Chat.
I see.
Yeah, Shadow Dragon, Shadows of Valencia, Genealogy of the Holy War, Thracia, 776, and Awakening are all in the same world. Huh.
Huh.
And Echoes is across the pond from the Marth set. Huh. Binding Blade and Blazing Blade were separate,
Hot.
as were Sacred Stones.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. So, in fact, the
Thanks for your
majority of the
hospitality.
Fire Emblem games are connected and in the same universe. Never mind. But once again, they're probably exploring different characters' perspectives, different places, and different times.
Yep.
We're on a
If you think about it, though, wouldn't Legend
really
of
getting the hang of
Zelda
it.
Can't let this power go.
I'm really getting it.
technically be a pseudo reboot every single
time.
But then they blame it on reincarnation.
Hmm. Which is why I'm kind of excited for the next one, because...
It'll be an actual sequel.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Majora's Mask was a sequel, quote unquote, to Ocarina of Time.
True, but it was kind of like this weird...
It was disjointed. I think they were pressured to create something fast.
Yeah, they were. Like,
So,
it's actually one of those where it's very well documented just how shitty they were treated in rushing that out.
mhm.
And, like, how much they had to cut.
Shamir, you are training away from the ground of training.
Ah, Petra. Well, it looks like it might rain.
I have understanding. Rain training can cause unhealthiness. Can I give you a question now?
Sure.
You come from Dagda, I think. Why are you working at the monastery?
You can tell I'm from Dagda? Oh, I suppose Bridget is our neighbor. As for why I work here, that's simple. I work to live. I also have an interest in seeing what happens to your professor. I don't plan to return to Dagda anytime soon.
But Fódlan is an enemy for you, right? Are you feeling okay about that?
The only ones I've fought in person are the Imperial Army. I carry no ill will toward anyone else.
I have gratitude for your answering. You have given me understanding.
How about you? Do you hate them? The Empire is your father's enemy, no? And it's Dagda's fault that Bridget got pulled into the war at all. So, do you hate Dagda? Or do you see that as none of your concern?
The fault is not of Dagda. My father made his own choice to be joining the war. I cannot say I have no hatred for the Empire, but I do not have any for Edelgard. When I came here, she was always helping me.
Makes sense. You can hate a country without hating its people.
You speak with such honesty. It is very amazing.
I'm not that special. I just don't let emotions get in my way.
This support conversation did not age well.
Nope.
Because Edelgard is the reason behind so much
crazy and
suffering.
evil.
Yes.
La 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 la. Such lovely weather for painting.
Bernadetta?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
It's just me, Linhardt. What are you doing?
Painting! Just painting. Not important. Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I'll just go. I'm going.
No need for all that. I just came out here to read. I'll stay quiet and still so as not to bother you. How's that? If you want to go, that's fine too.
No. I'll stay.
Say, aren't you usually holed up inside?
I'm sorry! I'm sorry for coming here. I'm sorry for bothering you! You're mad, aren't you? You look really mad. I'll just pack up. I'll be gone before you know it.
Mad? At you? Never. I rather admire you, in fact. I fantasize about shutting myself in my room and never going outside again. It sounds like paradise. However, I wouldn't be able to perform my research. That, Bernadetta, is a problem.
What? You admire me? Nah! No way. I know a trick when I see one. What are you plotting? So you want to copy me, is that it? And what's a copy do with the original? Replace it! Well, I've got you figured out. I won't just sit back and take it. I'll fight you!
What? That's not this is too much hassle. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry! Please don't kill me!
It's actually rather frightening because if you think about what she's saying, it might be because her father was really, really verbally abusive. And, I mean, physically, too. Didn't they say he tied her up and locked her in a room at times, too?
Yep.
So these reactions on her part are, you know, the begging them not to kill her and stuff like that.
I'm so glad I passed!
There we go. Now she could be the things that she's supposed to be.
And she always thinks she's bothering people, too.
Oh. I could make him into a mortal savant. I'm assuming it's not worth it. It looks rad.
He does look like he could be a samurai.
Oh, but he'd lose sword crit, which is kind of rough.
Mm.
Is that plus 10 sword crit actually makes him way more monstrous?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh,
Good
nice.
chances, 67%. Let's save first. We still haven't gotten Ash yet, but I guess if we were to get Ash...
It'll be a while, maybe.
It's either this chapter or next chapter, probably?
I mean, if we're going to be on the border of the kingdom... Go night.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on, Bernie, you can do it. Oh no.
Sad Bernie. Yeah, we just gotta get her horse skill up a little bit more. Or just try again next week. And try again next week. And then wait, next week. Eventually we'll get it. Probably won't even take that long. Oh, what are the characters should we check? We should probably check Sedith. As well. Let's see, certifications. Sorry I have to save scum like this. It's just making money is hard. Nope. Oof, that's gonna take some doing. He's actually, I think, pretty close. We're not close enough. Let's see. Let's see if there's anyone else that I've been neglecting or ignoring here. I don't think so. I guess there's Ferdinand, but, like, I don't use him. Let's see. Do we wanna... Oh, hey! Welcome, Moose and Joe and Associated Raiders. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Hope you guys are having a nice, chill, relaxing evening. We are
fighting off the Empire.
We are potato people. Fighting the Empire and also doing plot missions. Well, plot side missions. Anyway, we might as well do this one next. So without a crest or family fortune, Leonie has a difficult time getting her hands on quality gear. Linhardt offers her a hint, but a sacred sword anyone can wield.
Well, a sacred weapon.
Oh, did I say sword? Yeah, weapon. It's probably, well, I have no idea what weapon it'll be.
Might be Lance, knowing her though.
Well, she's supposed to be an archer, actually.
Oh, really?
Thank you so much.
Who knows then?
Like, originally.
Also, did you ever equip that necklace to Mercedes?
No.
Not bad at all, if I do say so myself.
I see needles and thread. What has you engaging in the textile arts, Leonie?
Patching up a hole in my equipment bag. Take a look. What do you think?
If your objective is merely to block up the hole, then I believe you've performed quite adequate work.
You might need a new one.
I'm not gonna throw away something I can still use. I can't afford to be wasteful.
Yes, but your bag is less bag and more a collection of dirty, smelly patches.
Smelly, huh? I don't smell anything.
That aside, don't you have an allowance from your house to make purchases?
No, nothing. Worse than that, actually. I'm in debt. I could only afford the Officers' Academy because everyone in my village donated.
The tuition's that expensive?
It's not just that. In the Alliance, you have to pay the nobles as well in order to secure recommendations. Commoners can only get an education by borrowing money. It's pretty stupid. Not sure what makes the nobles think they've got the right to... Oh, sorry, Linhardt. Forgot you're a noble.
If one is in a family that bears a crest, then you're going to stand atop the social pecking order. I'd raise the topic with the goddess. She handed out crests to the nobles, after all.
Just handed them out, huh? You make it sound pretty casual.
By the way, I have a weapon to recommend. It should suit a commoner such as yourself.
That so? I just told you I don't have a lot of money.
You're not going to buy it from a merchant. If you find it, you can keep it for free.
Now you've got my attention.
There's a legend I read recently about Saint Indek, one of the 4 saints of the Church of Seiros.
Uh-huh. Keep talking.
Sorry. Suddenly very sleepy. Nap time calls.
Hey, come on! Wake up! You can't just doze off in the middle of a story.
Long story short, there's a holy weapon hidden in Lake Tutates that you can use even without a crest.
Lake Tutates? Right. Let's go, Professor.
Me?
What's with that look?
Don't you want to help your lovely students?
Lovely?
Yeah, me and Linhardt. Aren't we just the cutest?
Leave me be. I'm off to nap.
We'll never find it unless you're there. If you're really that tired, we'll just have to carry you.
Not sure I want to carry him.
We'll bring more people. We'll take turns. Come on, Professor. You're coming, right?
Grr.
All right. Let's go find this thing.
She's so very orange.
She is very orange.
Even her bag was orange. The
Yep.
one with the little patch in it.
She is color coordinated. Everyone in this game is... I'd say it's weird, but I don't know. Except for when they get on their battle armor, and then everybody's just peach. I don't get it.
Or white and red, or... Yeah.
Just get a crest peasants. That would screw this game up, which is probably why they're locked away. Oh, we are poor. Okay, so what is the...
It'd be a great equalizer.
Wait.
Whoa, turtle!
The immovable. Sure.
Don't tell me that the weapon is sticking out of this turtle shell.
Possibly,
Can you see? Let's see what's in the turtle.
Nope, those look natural.
Those are just natural spines.
Okay, inventory, items, X. Items. So this is the gem that we got. Nullifies attack effectiveness and crits. I guess we can give that to Mercedes. Okay, give me that chest key. Give me that other chest key. Okay. What units do we have? So we've got X, Leonie, Linhardt. This is part of the reason why I've been using it lately.
People are thinking of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm just thinking of,
Teenage Mutant.
well, it would be the Ancient Mutant Seaside Turtle. Ancient Mutant Seaside Turtle.
Where the heck is Claude? Oh, there.
Well,
there it is.
Lakeside. It would be the Lakeside Turtle. Because it lives on a lake. Ancient Mutant Lakeside Turtle. Turtles in a half shell. Turtle power. Do 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 do.
I would not be against trying to watch through the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I used to watch it. I used to watch the old stuff.
No, you watched the 2000s. I watched the old
No,
stuff.
I watched the old stuff. We had a couple of the VHS tapes. We specifically had the one where they went into the future and they met their old selves. And then they also met the Easter Bunny in another episode. These were the 80s ones.
Yeah.
This was
No,
the
that
cartoon.
actually does sound about right. It's been a while. Bring with. Anime. Okay. That should be good. Save. Wait.
Linhardt, wake up! We've reached Lake Tutates.
Huh? What? Oh, yes. So we have.
A temple on a lake, huh? Looks fancy. And that's a cute, guard dog?
Guard dog.
What?
Is it I to whom you are referring?
It's intelligent.
Whoa, a magic beast! And it talks.
Nuisance. You weaklings should turn tail and run.
It talks.
Hi. We're actually, looking for something?
I know well what it is that you desire. If you want it, you must first complete my trial.
Of course we do. This is as awful as I expected it would be. Perhaps we could go home now?
Are you kidding? It's just a little fog. Come on, let's go talk to Mr. Magic Beast.
Mr. Magic Beast. Mr. Beast.
Speaking of, pretty sure that's Indec.
Is it Indek himself?
Yeah.
The crest of Indek. And by Mr. Beast, I don't mean like the Mr. Beast YouTuber person. I meant Mr. Beast from old campaign.
Oh, there's 3 of these chests, isn't there? God damn it, Ash.
What's my strategy?
Let's see.
Let's make this quick.
Back. Swarm.
I've got
But
no
yeah,
time
so
for
my
mercy.
assumption is...
I suspect our opponent is an illusion. If we cut off the source of this magic, they should stop attacking.
An illusion.
More fighting.
Dance, Dorothea, dance.
Well done.
Yes. Cortex. But why can't I go down the stairs? Alright, that's confusing. Let's see. Where are my archers?
I
People
will
are
prevail.
talking about Yu-Gi-Oh card turtles. Well, I remember there being... I don't know if it was the ancient turtle or the fortress turtle.
I'm awake.
I think it had 2,000 defense.
How exciting.
Little to no attack.
I think I'm improving.
I really got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I had friends that were just way too into it, I think, at the time. And so it was really difficult for me to,
Shall we?
have an interest in it in the long run.
I had read a bit of the manga and I was watching the television show, and my brother and I got a ton of decks and booster packs and such, and we would customize them and duel each other.
I guess for me, I always liked the,
My orders?
Magic the Gathering visual style.
Oh yeah, the thing is, we never really had
Leave it to me.
access to Magic the Gathering. I think my parents were fine with us getting Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh
I'll cut
cards
through.
because they were familiar with the television series. But
Onward.
now we didn't get into Magic the Gathering until high school. And that was just me coming across artwork online and some of the lore. And I think we had on occasion gone to the Millennium Game Store.
Nice try. That's the spirit.
And they had a bunch of the card decks on display and such,
How
and I
about a
just
curtsy?
loved the artwork for Lorwyn specifically.
Still far from the top. I won't let this hold me back.
Overall, I'd still say that of the systems, I would have to say that I prefer Magic the Gathering the most. Because, unfortunately, Pokemon, as soon as the EX cards were introduced, it became too easy to just whip out a couple monsters and then whoop! You can't summon anything against them except EX cards that would be of comparable strength, because if you had to try to go through the evolutions, your Pokemon wouldn't survive long enough. So really, I think EX cards destroyed Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! I think for me it was just...
Final Fantasy card game is pretty solid.
Huh. Well, I also know that there was a World of Warcraft
I know
trading
Final
card
Fantasy
game
had
and a bunch-
some games built into, like, Final Fantasy IX, for example.
There were Star Wars. There have been card games for most IPs that I'm familiar with. But the only ones that I ever played were Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering. And then I suppose we've recently played Keyforge, but I'm not fond of the artwork, I'm not fond of the deck setup, I'm not fond of the fact that you can't customize them. So it's still
This
low on
could
my
turn
list.
the tides.
Because part of what I loved about Magic the Gathering was
I must
creating
lead them
theme
well.
decks based around the colors.
I'll use this power for the greater good.
Really liked the color system.
Growing stronger suits me.
Pure grit! I'm not dying here. Let's put...
A lot of enemies on this map. I didn't realize it was so foggy at first. But it is messy. Huh. As the battle persists, more enemies will appear. That is fair. But guess what? Blood is here and he's got a
I
bow.
fought and won.
Very dangerous with it.
Yeah, and I think with
Interesting.
people are discussing Yu-Gi-Oh! And such, I think with Yu-Gi-Oh! It started off very broad. There were only a few cards that had synergies with one another. I think specifically the ones I'm thinking about with the initial release. The Amazon cards, for instance, were something that tied into one another.
You lost that one.
And had effects that would work off one another. Like if you have an Amazon card, you know, this tiger has such and such attack, or it defends for this card and such like that. So that was the really old first edition cards. But then they started getting into things like the Crystal Beasts and what were some other ones? There were various god beings, and you were pretty much forced into creating theme decks. And I love theme decks. I love creating them. I like it when there are synergies between cards. But then it seemed like there was really only a certain way to build a deck, at which point it's just a matter of collecting the cards necessary for it. I think my brother had a deck where he just had a bunch of vehicles. They looked like something out of Cars or Thomas the Tank Engine and JJ the Jet Plane. It was really funny.
Reminds me, there is some off-brand D&D cards. I don't even remember what they're... Or not D&D, Magic the Gathering cards. I don't even remember what they were called. But you weren't allowed to use them in official play for obvious reasons. But they all had, like, broken, like, gimmick rules. Like, there was one card that you could put in play, and if the other player doesn't catch you for having played it within, like, a round or two, then its effects are valid. Otherwise, it costs, like, 10 or something ridiculous like that.
Oh, so there was a level of subterfuge going on?
Yeah, and it's like,
Sheesh.
it's absolutely, like, not league acceptable.
That's why I always check cards as soon as people play them.
But yeah, so if you could bamboozle somebody. Yeah, the unhinged sets, that's what it was.
Oh!
And I was hoping they'd actually release, like, full unhinged decks. Because I would play, like, a really broken, busted Magic the Gathering where everything is unfair.
Wasn't there a deck that they had released that had a bunch of funny cards? It was clearly a satire or parody of Magic the Gathering. And they had made a deck for it. I don't know.
Let's see. I saw there's a Let's Go Eevee-ish Monster Rancher remake coming soon. I heard there was a Monster Rancher remake. I didn't realize it was Let's Go Eevee style. That's exciting.
My favorite character was Tiger. Which I never understood why he was named Tiger, because he looked like a wolf. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He had the horns. And was like a navy blue with white fur. And the Nasty Scar, too. Wasn't his whole storyline that he had... Was it a brother or a former pack mate or...
I think it was a brother.
Yeah. There was someone that he had to fight.
Don't get used to this.
That's him. Wow. Place is dense.
And then there was the bunny guy. There was the eyeball that would bounce about. He was quite the talker.
You should have seen that.
I always wanted to get into the Monster Rancher series, but my parents wouldn't let me because I already had enough video games.
I only ever watched the anime.
Predictable.
Was there a
Damage.
fairy girl too?
Another victory.
Maybe?
And then there was a big stone guy. I'm trying to remember. All of the creatures were
All is going to plan.
they were even more disparate than some of what the Digimon would be, if you know what I mean.
No chance.
Kind of.
Because in Digimon, you had weird creatures, and some of them would be wearing clothes, and other ones would be more akin to animals, and others would
I
resemble
find it hard to
humans.
believe that you can get more disparate than...
Than Digimon?
Yeah.
Nah, you're right. Maybe Monster Rancher was a bit more uniform.
Because, like, Digimon is wild in its variance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, do we do fire? I should probably keep training that sword.
This could turn the tides.
I was really fond of the 4th season of Digimon's theme.
I mean, a lot of the Digimon.
Look to the past, we head for the future to reclaim the digital world.
A lot of the Digimon series were actually pretty dang good.
We live by the lessons we've learned.
I will admit, the 4th one I think had more of a convoluted plot. Like, I definitely started losing it once the digital world started, like, falling apart.
What was that?
The digital world started, like, falling apart after a certain point. I started to get kind of confused and lost.
Yeah. All I remember about the 4th season, aside from the really, really pretty theme song, was that they could turn into Digimon, and that they took a train everywhere. Tamers, I think I remember the most of. I watched all of the seasons on television when I was little, but I just remember primarily the characters of the first one. Those stuck with me the most.
Helpful.
For the 2nd season, I just remember the Digimon Emperor, Stingmon, well, Wormmon, who eventually evolved into Stingmon, who I absolutely loved. I have an action figure of Stingmon. Let's see. But I don't really remember what happened for the latter half of that series. But Tamers, I believe I remember much of it from beginning to end. I think having a smaller cast helped.
I can exile Flame up onto a pillar. I'm not sure what that would do, but it sounds like it would be bad.
Now I forget what the title for season 4 was.
Frontier.
Frontier?
Yep.
Sorry, it's gonna
Okay.
be like this.
The designs for the main characters in Frontier, I think, were the best. Like, the weird snowball child was kind of odd. But the rest of it was good.
I really liked the humanoid forms they turn into. It was sad, though, because they didn't really have the experience of having Digimon partners.
Yeah. I was kind of... Ooh, that's bad. Oh, that's not actually bad. Linhardt is apparently quite fast compared to that random dude.
Something moving?
Hey, Mr. Magic Beast. If we defeat you, will you grant our wish?
Indeed I will.
Great. I may not have a crest, but I'll give it my all.
You are an interesting young girl. I accept your challenge.
Nice try.
Okay, so he's got... Oh. He's about to do, like, a big move.
I was just thinking it would be cool if the saints were associated with different beasts. If they were, say, based off the ones in Chinese myth.
Could you be the incarnation of Sothis? Interesting. Let's test your mettle.
I'm getting the hang of this.
I do wish the non-corrupted versions of the magic beasts were a little bit more, like, colorful. Because they're all gray.
Yeah. Also, this one's intelligent.
Mm-hmm. Like, gambit him.
Fine. Defeat me and show me what you are capable of.
We'll cover you.
Whoa. Gambit
Good time for a
boost.
secret scheme.
You should probably have Flame attack him just to see what he says to her.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan. Stunned yet. Gambit.
I'm here to help.
I've got another option.
Make sure you don't kill him.
I'm not. He's got so much HP. That's inconvenient. Let's see. And flame. Not great. Still not
Thunder?
great. Huh?
Do you have a thunder? No.
It's not going to do a whole lot of damage to him. Pretty much everything I do kind of sucks against this guy.
Oh, you're here too. I've always wanted to meet you, Seth.
I ask that you keep quiet, Uncle.
Uncle!
That? Seth.
Quiet, Uncle.
See, you should have brought Sedith with you, did you?
No, I didn't.
You should have.
I should have.
Because then he would have gone, oh.
Yeah.
Do you have him attached to another character?
No, I don't.
Wander, no.
I was told bring either or.
But if you brought both.
Holy crap, he's got some range. But yeah, knew it. I mean, realistically, it would have just been Sedith being like, shh, 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 stop.
But if he's uncle, then does that mean we didn't hear anything of Indek being brother to Keyhole?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
What if Rhea is aunt?
Ah.
Oh no.
Wait, Rhea aunt who?
What if Rhea is like Flane's aunt? Sudden concern?
How sweet.
Who knows what all of the original saints were in relation to one another? Because the only relationships I knew of were
Much needed.
Keyhole was Sethleon's father. But Macuel and Indek just seemed to be other men that were chosen at the time, unless he ended up marrying someone. Married into the family. But even then, still immortal, still ancient. Also, why is he tearing around as a giant turtle? Just to protect this weapon, or is he just living a happy life as the Loch Ness Monster in this lake?
Let us help.
Not sure.
Let's get moving.
Can he join our party?
Indek? That'd be amusing.
Yeah. Watch him magically turn into a green-haired man and he will join us. I'm kidding. But that's what should have happened.
Pull out all the stops.
Yeah, that's true. If he was of the father's generation, then he could be an uncle. I don't know, I never called any of my parents' friends aunts or uncles.
She doesn't have... She does. Oh, that's not a gambit. She's got a gambit. Not a good one.
We'll cover you.
Let's turn the tables.
I'm currently fighting over his attention. Probably
Also,
not
why
great.
hadn't he been clued into them taking on human form and remaining at the monastery?
Uncle Indek does not get out much.
I suppose the turtle form
That's
works for him.
embarrassment.
If he was supposed to be the warrior.
We do training lance. Wow! Nobody but my main character apparently can do any. Holy shit, he does more damage now.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
She's still gonna lose a lot of health if she attacks.
Just got some more time. Gambit? No. Dance.
Maybe.
Oh, that was bad. He got way spookier. This has the highest crit rating.
Did he become spookier as you
Thunder.
started knocking down his shields?
Yep. What's this? Oh, status effect. That would have actually been helpful. Okay, assist, physic, her.
Did the trick.
Fortunately, her group is busted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe only get to use it every once in a while. That sucks. Well, hitting him anyway. At least we have tons of HP. Let's see. This will walk her your heal. Let's hope Lysithea manages to tank one hit from this guy. Should be fine, I hope. Maybe not. Oh god, he heals.
Wait, what?
He heals. Oh, wait, hold on. He sucks. For some reason, Lysithea is an absolute monster against this guy.
Is it the type of magic she's using?
It might just be the fact that his defense is really high, but
Also,
his
why
magic,
was it focusing
his
over there
resistance
on the left?
is bad. Yeah, so if you notice his resistance is 5, his defense is 19.
Mm-hmm.
That would do the trick. Attack. Oh, he he's got a lot of HP.
I feel my...
Shields are down. There. Raiding axe here. Shields busted there.
So, if Rhea was a dragon, this guy's a turtle. What other giant reptiles could they potentially be? A snake?
Snag?
Who would be the snake?
Seteth. Snake Dad.
And then what? Just probably have a kind of giant land lizard dragon?
Maybe? Oh, hi. Where'd you come from?
I
Get
mean-
out of here.
What other forms do reptiles take?
It was a team effort. This?
I mean, then again, dragons are fictional, so... I mean, there are different types of dragons.
We have fortified, we do not.
I'd like to see a sea serpent. Maybe she loves fish because she's a sea
Fish.
serpent. Fish.
Predictable.
Thank you, Eloise.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a bonus.
And people are bringing up, yeah, that what I was saying before about the Chinese mythology. If they went with that, it would be turtle, tiger, phoenix, dragon, and then
Blaine, just
gold
finish him
dragon.
off. Blaine, you champion. Punch your uncle in the face. Fire.
Well worth the effort.
There he goes.
Oh no!
What's wrong?
He's got another elf bar.
Another.
An ambitious plan.
Well, let's have Lysithia tank it again, because that's what she do.
Yeah, the fifth creature is either depicted as a gold dragon or a Helan.
That is good timings. Oh, he is a durable one.
I really like Keelan. As a concept for mythological creatures, because imagine a dragon horse. But with the unicorn horn.
Oh, that actually does some
here to
damage.
help.
Gambit boost.
You forced my hand.
But not the wisest. That's fine. Assist. Who needs healings? Probably her. There we go.
So nice of you.
Oh, he's got healings. Wow. You messed up. Get out of here,
I must
dude.
lead them well. Growing stronger suits me.
Wait, did Alois fall in battle?
No, Alois leveled up.
Don't get used to this.
Oh, then who fell?
The enemy?
Oh, there was a random
Yeah, there's
soldier?
just random gooners that are coming out of the mist to attack me.
Oh.
Which is why Hilda's back here. There's somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a mild concern. Okay. Now, does he have a barricade? Nope. No barricade. Plus side, he really sucks against Flame.
I mean,
Oh, he got fast, too.
She is one of his ilk. So, makes
Well,
sense.
it's just that he does magic damage,
Did
and
one of his
boy is
horns
her.
get snipped off?
Did one of his horns get busted? Yeah, actually,
Or was it always like that?
I'm pretty sure I busted it off.
Oh no.
Whoa!
Ouch.
Woo, boy! Do not hit him with characters with inferior resistance. Shit, that sucks. Alright, well, you know what? Next order of business, Gambit.
We'll cover you. Now's the time.
I think that's the first time I ever heard the NPCs that are accompanying them having dialogue. Come on, let's get it.
Gambit.
Allow
The
me.
brawlers.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't underestimate us.
Yeah, they mostly just roar. They almost never say anything.
Mm-hmm. But the brawlers did, which I
Yeah.
found interesting.
I'll keep.
Okay. Everybody Gambit time. We can almost take him out. Turns out Claude's got some chops. Everybody else is kind of weak. Claude just rolls in and is like, Bango, wooden axe, straight to the shell. Whoops, speaking of. Let's see. Well, how's Leo? No. I don't think Leonie's going anywhere. Let's see. Just have him wait there. Dance for
Soft-shell
Flame.
turtles are funny looking.
Yeah, they are.
They have the long noses.
They have dumb faces. But they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
Flame. Kill Uncle. Kill Uncle. Thank Flame. Well, this was dang good for EXP.
I'm only just beginning.
Is he gonna turn into a...
You did well. The trial ends here. What sublime children of men. Go ahead. Name your desire.
So, we heard you're giving away free weapons?
Do be quiet, Leonie. Somewhere in this temple is said to rest the holy bow of Saint Indek. It is called the Inexhaustible. Could you find it in your heart to let my friend here have it?
You have shown might deserving of my sacred bow. I will grant your wish.
Yes! Thanks, Mr. Magic Beast.
Aww. Is he just gonna descend below the waves and...
I wish there were more, like, proper cutscenes for these. Because these
Yeah.
paralogs are actually pretty good.
Aren't you happy, Leonie? That's quite a bow, and it was completely free.
I'll say, I've never seen anything like it. But is it really okay for me to take this?
I would say so, wouldn't you? After all, you went through an awful lot to get it.
I know, but... Professor, maybe you should hold on to it for me. At least for a while.
It's yours, Leonie.
It's not a weapon just anyone can use. I can see that. I want to be more confident in my strength before I really call it my own. Even holding it right now makes me feel unworthy. I'd really appreciate you looking after it for me.
I understand.
Thanks, Professor. And everyone else who helped too. I'm really grateful. Linhart, I'm sorry I forced you to come along. But seeing such a kind-hearted person like you, well, let's just say my opinion of the nobility's shifted a bit.
I'm not sure I completely understand, Leonie, but it sounds like praise, so I will take it as such.
Now, let's get back to work. I need all the training I can get.
She already possesses the strength to use that bow. She went through the trouble of fighting a saint so she could claim that weapon as her own.
A saint?
Mhm.
Or maybe you'd call it a saintly beast. In any case. Oh, and please do let me use that bow. It's not exactly a hero's relic, but it is still rather fascinating, isn't it? I would love to learn to what extent the bow's connection to the crest influences the weapon, and perhaps even... Oh, it's been too much of a day, hasn't it? I'm feeling tired, so let's talk about this later. Good night.
The Inexhaustible.
Unfortunately, it probably has durability issues, like everything else.
Mm-hmm.